Here's Brett USD or ETH. Same idea. Since it's launched, up only. Okay, so Brett is still a better hold than Ethereum. This is why we hold it. We take a look at Andy. Where's the precious Andy? Andy in USD. We'll take this. We'll remove all the drawings. Do we want to remove? Yeah, we'll remove them all. Let's get them out of here. Lock drawings. You have lock drawings in the symbol. Do you want to remove lock drawings too? Yes. Make them all gone. I'll redraw them down the road. So we'll do Andy divided by ETH. Same thing you guys are going to see. Look. Up. Do it from here. However you want to draw this diagonal. Obviously, this was extreme, but technically from down here. Right? But the point is they're all appreciating against Ethereum. So when we get in an environment when these things can outperform ETH, when ETH is in favorable conditions, you're going to see pumps that you've never seen before. You're going to see moves that like, it's hard to help people rationalize what can happen once you actually get an alt season because they've never seen it before. But these moves that we've had on the Boys Club from beginning of 2024 when we ripped 10, 15Xs, 10X on Pepe, back to the moves that we got from September or October to December where we did another 6 to 8X on Andy and Wolf. Pepe did a couple X's, Brett did a couple X's. You know, those are amazing. And people made a shit ton of money off of it. Great. It's just not even, it's not remotely close to what's actually going to happen when and if we get favorable conditions. ETH BTC has not pumped yet. Bitcoin dominance has not dumped yet. GLI has not hit all-time highs again yet. QT hasn't ended yet. All these things that are inherently bearish have not stopped yet, and the Boys Club have still performed the way that they performed. So those who are intelligent enough to understand that this is when you accumulate these assets, I mean, obviously those inside of our Discord, they all understand it. They've all been accumulating at the right times. They're going to see such big moves to the upside that everybody else who's sidelined, they're going to have to cope and FOMO back in much, much higher. Not understanding that the meat of the move, the best part of the cycle hasn't even happened yet. And they should be sprinting right now to actually be prepared and take advantage of that opportunity. But if you don't have the vision, you're not going to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think what I always think about too is just the way that some of those coins moved last cycle. Dogecoin, I don't really pay too much attention to because that one was just, I mean, it was kind of an anomaly with the amount of attention it was getting. I mean, especially like if you get Elon Musk with his platform to back anything, like I can't remember what video I was just watching, but they were talking about that where they were saying Elon Musk can single-handedly absolutely destroy or prop up and put on a pedestal any business, any individual, any concept, any investment opportunity, like whatever he gets behind, he's either going to bury it or he's going to put it on a pedestal and make it do unbelievable. Because it's like he has unlimited resources, he has unlimited money, he has unlimited influence. I mean, he has one of the biggest followings in the world. I mean, he's just and he obviously backed Doge very heavily. So I think unless something gets that kind of attention, I don't know who else could really, I mean, maybe Trump with his, but I hope to God that he doesn't start doing stuff like that. I don't know of anyone else that could really drive a pump like Doge aside from Elon. But I think about how many other coins I've seen, even like this cycle so far, how many soul shitters I've seen pumped to over $1 billion, $2 billion, just with a little bit of momentum and a little bit of attention, like the peanut fucking coin, Goat Seuss, like all these coins that people have forgotten about now. I mean, I'm sure they're still doing all right, but you know, it's like these coins pumped to billions of dollars in market cap in a couple of weeks on Solana with no real backing, no real publicity, just you know, just was a hype coin for a couple weeks and ran to a couple bill.
Right.
So it's like from these levels that we're getting into, especially on Andy and Landwolf, if these coins can get to half a quarter of the market cap that some of these absolute shit projects have gotten to in a week or two, from these levels, it's going to be unbelievable. And I mean, especially like once things really start to heat up, obviously retail doesn't really know how to come on chain. So I think once it starts to get into a true alt season, getting listings for Andy and Wolf and Brett is going to be a lot more important, because those people that start to come in super late to the party don't really know how to come on chain, and they're just going to be buying what they can get on Robinhood.
Right.
But I think from what we saw before with the many periods of alt outperformance that we saw in 2024, if we can recreate that with a little bit more, momentum and get a little bit higher levels, they're going to be able to get listed no problem. And then, Pepe already has a ton of attention. And yeah, I mean, the boys club narrative is it's gonna catch wind for sure. And when it does, yeah, like you said, the levels that it's gonna hit, or people can't process it right now, but it's gonna be
They can't. That's why I'm so excited for the individuals that we've been with for a while now, because the community's been growing. We got a couple of fucking savages inside the Discord, and I'm just so excited to see what they do this next leg up, because I know how large some of their positions are. And so, I hope they understand. They might not get it yet, but they're going to be there's going to be some wife changing money made by some of these individuals. So
yeah. And I mean, it's like you got to remember too how much money some people have made off of crypto. Like, I think sometimes people get in this like narrow thinking mindset where they're just so used to seeing how stocks perform, and then they come over to crypto and they see the volatility, and we talk about the levels that these coins could hit. And like, oh, they can't see themselves. And I've been in that headspace before too, where you almost can't see yourself making that much money
right,
off of your investment. You're like, is that really possible? Like, is my 10 grand actually going to be able to turn into $100,000 or $200,000?
right,
Like, it doesn't seem possible, but there's so many fucking stories in crypto of people starting with a couple $1,000 and becoming millionaires. Like, it's going to happen. There's no commission cap in crypto. Your portfolio is not going to get capped off because you started making money.
exactly.
So,
Well,
just got to think big.
yeah, exactly. If you don't believe a certain amount of money is able to be made, you're never going to make that money. You have to understand with the data that you just have to look. You have to look. You have to understand the data. You have to see what's been done before. And once you understand how things have been done before, you can believe that can happen to you. It will. It will if you stick around long enough and you have the right people around you to walk you through these cycles, to make sure that they encourage you whenever times feel tough, whenever you want to sell, whenever you want to capitulate. You need that network, those people around you understand what's happening, bigger picture in the market, so you don't fuck up and do something like selling the Pico low, buying back in way higher, then you get another pullback, then you sell low again, and then you just end up chopping up your entire portfolio, losing half of your capital. And then to the upside, what happens is if you don't understand what's happening in the markets, you might even made a shit ton of profit off of your portfolio, but then you end up round tripping your entire bag, and then you go into a bear market, and then you end up making no money in the bull run, and it was all for nothing. That is the last thing you want to happen. You don't want to wait 4 or 5 years, accumulate these massive positions, and then you just literally don't know how or when to sell, and then you miss it. And then all of a sudden it's over, and now you're in a year-long bear market and you're fucked. You have to try again next cycle.